Happy Halloween and welcome to another video here from Tredegar Province. Today we are taking a look at the Graff Estate and I hope you enjoyed that spooky little intro. It took me a heck of a while to get it right uh, because I kept having screen tearing errors, which you will still see in the video, but they're a lot less severe than they were. But we are here finally. I built this place back in August, and as I'm recording this, it's about mid-October. So it took me a while to get it furnished, shall we say. But I'm finally happy with how it is, and in the meantime, between building this and furnishing it, we also built an entire forest. So you can see that my procrastination skills are on point. But ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to take you through this and some of the logic behind it, some of the cool parts that I've decided to add in. I was inspired by a few things. Most recently, I've been watching The Haunting of Hill House with my partner and a couple friends. So I've included some black mold throughout the mansion. Also, a little bit of inspiration from the Bronte Mansion in Saint Denis in Red Dead Redemption 2. A little bit of Adam's Family thrown in for good measure, all that kind of good stuff. That kind of archetypical spooky Victorian mansion vibe, shall we say. We're just across the water here from our big Regensburg city, and the Van Graffs are one of those early foundational houses, shall we say. I wanted to record the rest of this video without shaders or anything spooky, just that you could really appreciate the build itself. So, as we come across the water here in this custom lake, we end up in the boathouse. The only way to get into the Van Graff Estate right now is to do it by boat, although I might build a path later on, I'm not sure. But we come out here. I've decided to put moss everywhere, basically, to create a custom terrain. We have some little farms. I considered putting a greenhouse out here, but it didn't really feel right, I guess. I preferred the kind of low-lying plots that we have. So we have some melons, some turnips, beets, carrots, a few cabbages down there. There's, of course, a shed for the farming purposes. Pretty simple little building. And if we come around here, you'll see that there's a low hedge wall, and there's even a kitchen back here. So I didn't show off everything on the property in that little intro, so that we'd still have some stuff to talk about in this part of the video. But if you come through this hedge wall, you'll see that there is a little path that leads into the forest. And here you can see that we're growing some crimson roots. So we have some kind of spooky little garden elements back here in the woods. And if we go even deeper into the woods, we can get to the real big forest. This is the tall trees region of Tredegar. We also have some berries here, so I figured these people are probably enjoying some fresh fruit every day, so someone's coming out here picking berries, mushrooms. There's also foxes and birds and rabbits in this forest, so I'm sure that they're doing a lot of hunting. But let's take a little fly and get back into the place itself. So back here, around this little wraparound porch, we have a little clothes drying area. There's nothing strung across it right now, but there's the implication of a string going across there when they do need to. Got a little bit of a smoke trail coming out of here, and this is the kitchen. I actually accidentally broke the door last time I was showing this to someone, so there we go. Yeah, we come in here. We have a lovely little kitchen. You can see that there is a recipe book, a little pot by the fire getting all toasty. We have a golden plate here because the family eats on golden plates, and in the back there's a storage area. If we come around here, you see that there's actually an exit to get to the kitchen into the dining room really easily, and over there there's a door that goes to the gardens. I want to show you, though, another part of the property that's very, I think it adds a lot to the vibe. I'll explain that blood drop later. Another part of the property that adds to the vibe is this little low area here where we have these big old willow trees weeping down by the water. We can even see, I think somewhere, I've put a frog. Yes, over here we have a little frog on a lily pad. Yes, but if we come around to here, we have the Van Graff family graveyard, basically, because they don't want to be buried with the commoners. And there's one over here that just looks like it's freshly placed. But in here, we have the two founders of the house, Reinhardt and Sheila Van Graff. Exiting out of here and going back in, we can come to the entrance to the house. I decided to exclusively light this place with redstone torches to give it that classic Minecraft haunted house kind of feeling. But we come in and there's this black carpeted stairway leading us all the way up. I think it's pretty inviting. Another one of my inspirations for this place was the movie Monster House, about a house that is alive and has the soul of someone trapped in it. So if we come back here, and I'll get my light back out. Oh, it's not going to do anything, of course. I guess I'll ditch that. But if we come back here, there's a safe under the doorway. So this is just exactly under the doorway to the house. It's under this block here. And the safe has a beating heart in it that is basically keeping the house up. If you were to unlock the safe and remove that heart, the whole thing would basically collapse down and fall into the lake, basically. Don't ask why, ask the Van Graffs. There's a big grandfather clock here and a nice dining set. I've decided to use glow lichen to look like a lace table dressing, basically. There's a spooky painting back there, of course. Another room over here where we have an urn above the fireplace and a moose head here. If we take the stairway up, you'll see that we start getting some of that black mold I was talking about. And here I've used skulk veins to look like that. But this is the master bedroom. There is one of those new Minecraft paintings and a little changing area. And here we have one of those crimson roots that we were farming back in the woods. I love the view of Regensburg from here, and when that area out there is done, it's going to look even nicer, I think. But let's take a little walk back, and the other room parallel is Yennefer's room. We can imagine that she is a daughter, maybe something like a cousin or an aunt, or the sister of the owner. But she has her own room here, and both rooms have these chains hanging down. Basically, the chains go up to that little bell system that we saw in the servant room. So up here in the attic, we have a servant room with a couple of beds and little bells ringing. I'm not sure where I got the idea for this from. In my head, it's from an old Scooby-Doo episode with those two lawyers, Mr. Creeps and Mr. something or other. But the idea being that you can easily contact the servants and get them to come do your bidding. We have a lovely modern bathroom up here. Copper bathtub. We have a little seashell here, because I have seashells in my own bathroom. A little comfy bench, wastebasket, and here we have a flush toilet, or a high tank. 99.999% of the toilets in this world are either people dumping their refuse out of a window or using a chamber pot. So to have an actual flush toilet in this place is pretty cool. And you can imagine that maybe one of the pipes has burst in the house, which is why we have all that dang mold everywhere. But this is roughly it for the house. The last thing I want to show you, well, I can show you up here briefly. The only thing we have up here is a little torch to make it shine red at night. But here, there is a broken balustrade in the balcony. The reason why it's broken is because somebody has been pushed off and fallen to their death down there. And that's what that grave is. So someone recently has been killed in the Van Graff house. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please leave a like and stick around. I'm hoping to be uploading a Bexel video, I think a little bit after this one, and we'll be getting a bit back into Regensburg stuff after that, most likely. But yeah, guys, that's it for today. See ya.